Hello everybody, once again. I am going to do another little cast here. Probably my last on the night, maybe do one more depending on whether or not my roommates are asleep. And I've got a little ZVZ action for you today. In the top right position, I do have the red Zerg IR Animal. And as well as in the upper left position, we have the purple Zerg Hing. Now, based on the colors, I'd assume that this is kind of a custom match. Some friendly gaming between the two. You won't see anything along the lines of a good luck or have fun. They are very serious players. They do not want to be distracted at all. So it will be interesting to see. I want to do this because I haven't featured a Zerg versus Zerg, especially with the previous casts and replays being heavily favored towards Protoss. Now, a big thing to see here is that a lot of roach play is very common in the early portion of games. A lot of Zerglings, roaches, see their timings. It's just something unique to the mirror matchup, as the tech tree isn't as open as other armies such as the Terran or Protoss, who can go a lot of different ways at a certain point in the game. Meanwhile, the tech trees are very linear for Zerg, and they will be very even, and so it's a lot about how you macro, how you build your army, and how you apply pressure and your aggression. So, that's basically what it'll break down to. Hopefully I'll learn a thing or two. Hopefully you do as well. And here we go. A lot is happening at this point. They are at about that 14-15 supply, so you will see some buildings go down. Hing will actually be the first person to get the spawning pool, so that will be interesting to see if he will go for earlier Zerglings. An actual fast extractor going down and a spawning pool, so I'm supposing that Animal will do something along the lines of some quick speedlings. However, Hing is going to put down an Evo chamber in front of this extractor. Interesting bit of harassment. Delay the gas mining just a tiny bit. He won't do enough to be significant, but that will cause them to go all the way around as opposed to that direct mining. Interesting. That might slow him down a little bit. Meanwhile, the extractor has gone down for Hing as well. But I don't know if they will both go for those early speed upgrades. An expansion is going to go down for Animal. He does want to macro up and get some more Zerglings, I'm assuming, out faster. That basically allows the opening for Hing to possibly get fast roaches, as you commonly see in this matchup. And you will probably see that very shortly. Meantime, let us take a look and see what exactly is happening with this Evo chamber. It is basically saying there he's not going to be aggressive with the Zerglings at all. He may just wait till he gets a queen to remove that, but that's basically free scouting. See what buildings are available. However, this expansion is going down, so he does have the ability to sneak that in. Meanwhile, Hing is going to go ahead and go for that Roach Warren, as I expected, to apply probably a little earlier pressure. They're not going to be super effective against a lot of lings that could happen from Animal, and they are going to scout a little bit closer to his base. But those roaches, if he does spawn enough of them in the beginning, he doesn't necessarily, well, he will get a quick burst of larvae here, but the Zerglings are in Hing's base. Will he be able to manage? And the queen will probably be able to take down one of them. No, he does not. Now, he is going to decide to spawn, another queen. The expansion is done for Animal, and 7 roaches are now on the way for Hing. Now, I do hear that the 2 queens, in fact, are going to take down this Evo chamber with that spine crawler as well. He will eventually move that out. That's the beauty of the mobile defenses. You can't really call them static. But yes, Hing's Evo chamber, kind of a waste of minerals at this point. I don't necessarily think that's the best way to apply the aggression. Even the broodlings are kind of offended by this. But that little bit of harassment is now moved away. The roach pressure is put in place. He's not even going to go for that Zelnaga Watchtower. He knows where his opponent is. An interesting thing as well, the scouting is basically free at this point, since in the early portion, Zerg armies cannot hit air units, so the scouting overlords are free to roam around as they please. More stacked defenses going down for Animal, and an expansion going down for Hing. Meanwhile, Animal is going to go ahead and get a Roach Warren, which will allow him to get roaches to combat the roaches of his opponent. And he's also going to get that second extractor. Will he get extractors shortly in his expansion? I do not know for sure. Zerglings are going to continue to scout around and see what is to be seen, apply some pressure, catch any units that are a little bit off guard. But at this point, once again, I don't think you will see too much along those lines. The expansion is almost complete for Hing as well, and he is actually going to go for a fast infestation pit. Or an Evo chamber. What did I say infestation pit for? Ugh. I'm thinking it. I do like to see infestors. You might see that between these two. They are going heavy into the gas and are not producing too much along the lines of roaches. If they get another expansion, that would most likely lead into some kind of either spire or layer play in general. So there is the possibility. He's actually going for animals going for 2 Evo chambers. One here and then one up here is going to go ahead and get those upgrades, very necessary, and they're also going to start extending that creep highway out a bit, allow for the more mobile army between them. Now, I do see here Hing is going to continue to make more roaches, but Animal is going to do the same thing. They're actually both going for the missile attacks level 1 for those roaches to get that nice little upgrade there. They do have the regeneration that once they burrow, they will be able to get a nice bonus. So you may see even burrow happening. Now, both of them are actually going for lair tech, which is amazing to see. However, more defenses are being put in place for Animal. One thing to know about very good Zerg players is they're able to constantly maintain that. Similar to the Protoss Chrono Boost, the Queens can go ahead and spawn larvae wherever they wish, and they can also spawn creep tumors, which can allow you to get the extended vision and mobility that one would need. So Hing's spine crawlers are morphing in. In the meantime, Animal is the first to go for, as I expected, infestation pits. Now he puts them in. Who would have thought? I actually didn't know that this would happen. I haven't even viewed this replay, didn't even look at the notes. However, it will be interesting to see how they go. You'll most likely see fungal growth with large macro armies based on the temperaments that I'm noticing from these players. Double extractors being put down for Hing. So yes, he will most likely invest in infestors as well. Will be interesting to see where he goes in particular with this. Now, they are going to continue. Ooh, glial reconstruction. That'll be interesting to see what he plans with that upgrade as well. He is going to go ahead and get the ground unit armor upgrade as well to be just a bit more effective. He is going to go ahead and get... he does... never mind, I was thinking of something completely different at the time.